Welcome to Charlie Jane Speakers Radio. This is the show where we share speaking tips, tools, and resources to help you grow your public speaking business. Our goal at Charlie Jane is to get you, the speaker, on the platform in front of thousands of people so that you can teach and motivate your audience, enriching and empowering them to lead fulfilling lives. And now, here's your host, Wendi McNeil.
Hi there, it's Wendi McNeil here coming to you today with another podcast. And today I'm going to talk about how speakers can network sensitively and effectively during the pandemic. How speakers can network sensitively and effectively during the pandemic. But first, I do want to welcome you to our free Facebook group. It is called Grow Your Speaking Biz, Grow Your Speaking Biz. You can find us over there at Facebook, or you can just go to Speaking Biz, B-I-Z, community.com, speakingbizcommunity.com, and that will get you over into our fabulous group of speakers. I also want to let you know that the Live Bold and Bloom Women's Speakers Club opens, February 16th. February 16th, it is open for 6 days. So if you're any women out there that are just starting their speaking business, or you're kind of stalled out or stuck and you want to grow your business, hop on over there. We do leave the doors open for 6 days to new members, and we only open 4 times a year. And next card opening is February 16th, and I hope to see you there. Now, you can get over there by just going to Charlie Jane and get on the wait list so we can notify you when the doors open. It's CharlieJane.com. We'll get you to the ladies club. Just click on the button that says for speakers, and you'll see the Live Bold and Bloom Women's Club, where you can click it on and learn more. So, in saying that, let's get on with today's podcast. Today I want to talk about how speakers can network sensitively and effectively during the pandemic. Now, this is kind of following on a blog post I did, how COVID has permanently altered the speaking industry. You can find that on my blog. It was a few blogs back. Feels like a good time to really address, winning new speaking engagements during the pandemic. Now, I don't have to tell you the value of networking, in building your career. Pretty sure you already know this. This activity has always formed a crucial pillar of any successful speaking business building arsenal. Okay? But with in-person industry meetups off the table for the most part for the foreseeable future, what are your options, right? What are your options? And how can you ensure that you extend your reach without making any blunders during what is an incredibly trying and testing time for all of us? Let's take a look, okay? Let's take a look. How networking has changed for speakers as a result of COVID. Industry mixers, conferences, and corporate dinners are just a few examples of the in-person events that were brilliant methods for marketing yourself as a speaker just less than a year ago. Of course, that's all changed, right? Despite most, if not all, of you being naturals on the stage, many of you have spoken to me about how daunting it is to walk into a room full of strangers and just forge new relationships. So it's fair to say that some of you may have kind of just breathed a sigh of relief when the in-person networking was taken off the table. Am I right? However, do not make the mistake of thinking networking has gone away. Instead, it has moved online. The good news, the move brings about several benefits for you. How the move to online and virtual networking benefits speakers is I've been telling all of the speakers I've been working with this year that the virtual events are here to stay, okay? And this is going to be same for the online networking. You either get on board now, or you're going to face getting left behind by those who have already mastered the art of online networking. The online shift is something you shouldn't be resisting, as it brings numerous benefits to you as a speaker. Firstly, Online networking eliminates all geographical boundaries, right? All geographical boundaries. Ever wanted to connect, say with someone in your industry, but they live like, I don't know, on the other side of the country? Now's the time to reach out. People expect online connection requests like via LinkedIn or other online formats seen as quote unquote bumping into someone at an in-person conference or meetup is off the menu right now. This could be your opportunity to really nail down the ones that got away, right? Because they've never been within your reach in the first place. Better yet, you can shave vast amounts of time spent on networking in the online environment, giving you more time to focus on important tasks such as blog writing, right? Or podcasting. We've all experienced those networking events where you've traveled, I don't know, a couple of hours just to get to the event. And within minutes of getting there, you realize that you're never going to, click with any of your fellow attendees, right? And you just drove how far? And there's just not a connection there. The beauty of online networking is that you can reach the same conclusion in a fraction of the time, right? With video conferencing, with tools like Zoom, you can achieve what used to take you like several hours, and you can achieve it in 15 minutes or less, right? So now you know how networking has changed and why you need to be a part of the online revolution. What strategies are there to ensure you are successful without coming across as rude or insensitive? Here's 5 tips, guys, gals. 5 tips for online networking success for speakers in 2021. So let's get right to the good stuff. I'm going to get right to the good stuff. These are my top 5 tips for securing extra speaking engagements, and this is through online networking. While the pandemic is still a huge part of our lives. Okay? So number one is to perform an audit of your online personal brand. Okay? So before you start reaching out to people, I want you to start with yourself. I want you to assess your online brand by, Google yourself. All right? Google yourself and do an audit of your social media profiles. Why is this so vital? You're like, what? Wendi, why? Why is this so vital? Because it is precisely what the people you're trying to connect with online will do the moment you reach out. Right? So somebody reaches out to me, or a planner reached out to you, ran across you one way or another online networking, and they're going to go and check you out, right? They're headed right to your social media platforms. So I want, make sure that your personal brand is how you would want them to view it before you even start putting out any feelers, okay? Because you don't want them to go back to your social media sites and they haven't been active for a year, or, you're not talking with your people, you're not interacting, there's no reaction, and it's just kind of a dead social media platform. So do an audit on that. Number 2, make it personal. Make it personal, everybody. This is an incredibly sensitive time for everyone. So start your conversations by asking how they are doing during these unprecedented times. Okay? Keep front of mind that the person on the other end of the message may have lost a loved one. They may have lost their job, but haven't had the strength to update their online profiles. So don't be afraid to ask how the pandemic has affected them. Ask about the challenges they faced. Okay? And be empathetic in your response. Going in with a confident and a brash tone could come across as incredibly insensitive. And, you can never tell what a stranger may or may not be going through behind the scenes. So frame your opening with this in mind, okay? Be very careful and sensitive. Number 3, target canceled in-person events. I want you to look for some of the events that you were going to attend. Not as a speaker, but you were just going to attend, and see if you can locate other people that could provide useful connections. Okay. You could say something along the lines of, hey, we were both planning to attend a conference this year. And I kind of been hoping to meet you there, but the event was canceled. Since we cannot meet in person at the moment, I was wondering if you'd like to meet up for a coffee over Zoom. All right? Don't just target fellow delegates either, okay? Look up organizers of the events in your industry that regularly booked speakers for those in-person events before the pandemic hit. Many of them may be planning a virtual version, but haven't yet worked out all the finer details and haven't publicly promoted anything yet. Remember, their budget may be tight, so offer to speak for free if it's feasible to gain one of those primetime slots in front of future paying clients. Okay. Number 4, once you get comfortable with technology. Number 4 is get comfortable with technology. Most of us have learned how to use Zoom, at least the basics, or Teams or Google Meets, but many speakers I know are still dependent on others to set up meetings or to use, specific tools, such as your screen sharing or, muting all the participants. If you can't work the technology properly, how are you going to impress potential clients enough for them to book you at a virtual conference? You probably won't. Okay. So with that in mind, bury yourself in learning materials. Learn and take one of the hundreds of the free online courses. There's a bunch of free online courses to teach you everything you need to know about video conferencing tools. Now, if you go to my website and you find my blog talking about how speakers can network, there is a link in there to some free online courses so you can learn some of this technology, learn how to use Zoom and all that fun stuff. Okay, so hop over to my blog and look for that and the link to the free online courses. It's going to be under number 4 where it says get comfortable with technology. Okay. Number 5, I want you to be consistent. I talk about this all the time in everything. Okay. Be consistent. This is a lesson that isn't specific to online networking or, indeed networking in general, but something that you should instill within yourself from the very beginning of your outreach efforts, okay? Not everyone is going to be interested in what you have to offer. And some of those who do may choose someone else this time around. But don't give up. Do not give up. We keep moving forward. We get up, we wipe ourselves off, and we keep moving forward, okay? Networking really is a numbers game. The more people you speak to, the better your results are going to be, right? Even those with no interest in your skills or your expertise, they can play a crucial role by referring you to people who do. All right? More often than not, it's the connections of connections that is going to book you for a speaking engagement, not those with whom you already share, professional relationships. So keep building that online network, everybody, and don't stop. All right, don't stop. Your next big break could be right around the corner. Number 6, join online groups. Join online groups, okay? Your online groups are one of the best ways to connect with, other people, other like-minded people. It's also an excellent method for demonstrating your expertise. If you just really don't like the act of introducing yourself to a stranger, even if it's via in a online inbox, right? Facebook and LinkedIn groups are an excellent place to start. Facebook, LinkedIn, even Instagram. You can help out other members as often as possible. Demonstrate your knowledge without ever being too, self-promotional, and give far more than you take. All right? Far more than you take. And there is actually, as I record this, there's a newer platform out there. It's an awesome, and I'm still learning how to use it, but it's an awesome tool. Clubhouse, maybe a lot of you have heard about it. It is an app, and I think it is for iPhone users right now, but I'm sure soon there'll be a version for Android users. It's called Clubhouse. It is really cool. I don't even know how to explain it. To me, it's almost like an interactive podcast. But you can go into rooms. You can talk with people. Raise your hand. You get brought up to the stage. You can host your own rooms, your own clubs. It is pretty cool. So if you have not been on Clubhouse, go and check it out. That would be an awesome networking resource. And you can actually find me on Clubhouse if you go to search and put in, it's at Wendi McNeil, WENDIMCNEILL. That's Wendi, WENDIMCNEILL, and follow me, and I will follow you back. But do go check out Clubhouse. That would be a great resource for networking, okay? And to start, you can come over and join our free Facebook group. Again, I mentioned it before the podcast. It is called Grow Your Speaking Biz. It's a fantastic group of talented and compassionate speakers who are they truly are all willing to help each other. Hints, tips on subjects such as online networking. So I will see you over there. You can get there by going to Facebook, or just go to speakingbizcommunity.com. Speakingbizcommunity.com will get you over there as well. And don't forget to check out Live Bold and Bloom Women's Ladies Club. The doors open February 16th for 6 days. And I look forward to welcoming you to that club as well. So thank you for listening in to today's podcast. Y'all take care.